Hey everyone, it is time for Ask Gabe. Hashtag Ask Gabe SEO or just Ask Gabe. Hey Gabe, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks mate. How are you?
Good, good, good. Okay, so here we have a question which I shot to you just recently, and I'd love you to answer it for our audience out there. So I was scrolling through LinkedIn one day and I saw someone talking about, trimming a whole heap of pages off a site, pretty big site, and then seeing a ranking gain, a pretty substantial ranking gain as a result. So I basically screenshot it, I sent it to you, and I'm like, what's this about? How did that happen? Go.
This is one of those really counterintuitive things, right? We're told that content is king, and you would think logically, the more content you have on the website, the more ground you're covering, the better your rankings, right? The better your traffic. But sometimes the inverse is true. So it's not just obviously about just the depth and breadth of content, it's also about the quality.
Yeah.
And what you'll often find is that with particularly large sites that are engaging content marketing for a long period, they're always going to have a proportion of posts that do really well and have really high engagement, but at the same time, they're going to have a collection of posts that are really old, they've kind of gathered dust, they're probably a little bit outdated, they get very, very low traffic. And content pruning is all about doing a bit of a Marie Kondo, right? If it doesn't inspire joy, then it goes. If it's not delivering value to your customers, if people aren't reading it, if it's just taking up space, then it's really about evaluating that and determining what needs to be done.
Yep, excellent. And I guess, so this feeds pretty much straight into the EAT content, like that expert, authoritative, trustworthy content. If it's been dormant and not looked at for a long period of time, I guess that's a ranking, that's a signal to Google that it doesn't meet that EAT factor. Does that sound right?
I certainly, look, I think that's part of it, right? So when Google's crawling your website, they're reading your content, they also are going to be in some form or another relying on signals to gauge quality.
Yep.
So you don't want a portion of your blog or a portion of your website, if it's got really low, thin quality content, to drag the rest of your website down.
Yep.
But it certainly has other benefits to it as well. So if we think about how the website operates as a whole, right? We want to send link juice or equity through to our most valuable pages. Yep. So we don't want to occupy or take up some of that link juice on unworthy content, which is why it's always a good idea to think about pruning.